Sales is an emotional roller coaster. It's also a roller coaster of results. We have a sales situation, sales are rolling in, we think it's great, we're kept super busy servicing the deals we've struck. Then it happens. We run out of gas. Suddenly there are no sales coming in and we have to race around trying to stoke the fire to get something happening. This is the deep and dangerous valley between the peaks of production, and this is a harsh environment we should try and avoid at all costs. Welcome back to this weekly edition every Tuesday of the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story, President of Dale Carnegie Training Japan and best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery. We are bringing the show to you from our High Performance Center here in Akasaka in Minato-ku, the business center of Tokyo. Why the cutting edge? In this show, we are looking at the critical areas for success in business in Japan. We want to help advance everyone's thinking so that we will be at the forefront, the cutting edge of how to flourish here in this market. Before we get into this week's topic, here is what caught my attention lately. The number of people 65 and older expected to require nursing care is projected to grow by more than a fifth by fiscal 2025, around about 7.7 million people. On average, the national ratio of those who need nursing care to the entire population of senior citizens is expected to rise to 21% in fiscal 2025 from 18% last December. The costs are going up. Seniors used to pay 10% of their medical costs in 2000. 2015 it was 20%, and this year it is now 30% for those whose annual incomes are above 3.4 million yen. Nursing homes seek a guarantor or reference provider to sign a contract when someone is admitted to a nursing home, and 30% refuse entry without it. This is episode number 37, and we are talking about the death valley in sales. それでは行きましょう. So, let's get going. Sales cannot run like a manufacturing production line. We're not making industrial cheese here. This is like an artisanal pursuit, closer to art than science. Yet every sales force on the planet has targets which are usually uniform. Each month, the sales team has to deliver a specified amount of revenue, rolling up to a predetermined annual target. The construct may be logical, but sales is far from logical, as it is steeped in emotion, luck, and magic. Having said that, though, sales is also a numbers game, and to some extent pseudo-scientific. There are accepted algorithms which apply. You can call a certain number of people, speak to a lesser number, meet a few, and from that residual group you conclude an agreement. There are ratios which, well, when calculated over time, apply as averages, linking activity with results. So, we call 100 people. We speak to 80. We see 20. We strike a deal with 5. In this construct, we make one sale on average. We need to call 20 people. With this type of precision available, you would think that we could industrialize the sales process and confidently set annual targets neatly divided into units of 12 to arrive at a consistent stream of revenue achievement. Sales managers would be multitasking, sipping their afternoon martinis, propping their cowboy boots on the desk, and carefully calculating their next car upgrade as the sales team obligingly track to the revenue plan. Sadly, it doesn't work like this. Sales flows without rhyme or reason, some months exceeding the targets, and other months missing it completely. Some sales colleagues are precociously consistent producers, and others are annoyingly unpredictable, and some are just annoying because they don't seem to be doing much at all. Why is there this perplexing inability to automate the production of results? The valley of sales death is the problem. This is the plunge between sales peaks. It is the lull in the fighting, the quiet before the storm, the brief interlude in the phony war of sales. Salespeople work hard, usually because they are on commission structures, which guarantee not very much if you don't produce. Japan is a little different. Basically, here it is either a base and commission or straight salary and bonus. This is the system. Few salespeople in Japan are on 100% commission. Why? Because they don't have to. And the Japanese preference for risk aversion means forget it. Nevertheless, they know they have to produce, so they tend to be diligent. Commission structures vary, but many industrial structures specify that you have to hit a monthly or quarterly target before your commission kicks in. If this is too industrial, it may fail to take into account the seasonal downturns because each target unit is the same throughout the year. This is hardly motivating and probably needs a bit more nuance around expectations and reality. Salespeople cannot be consistently successful unless they have two great professional skills. They must be machine-like time managers. They must also be highly disciplined. The two interlock. The ebb and flow of sales is based around customer activity. Networking, cold calling, following up with previous clients, chasing leads which come through marketing activities, etc. All of this takes considerable time. Find out more when we come back from the break. If you want to sell more and do it more easily, do the Sales Advantage course. If you can't build trust, no sale. Can't design excellent questions to understand the client's needs? No sale. Can't present the solution convincingly? No sale. Can't handle objections properly? No sale. Can't close? No sale. Master the sales process by doing the Sales Advantage course now in either Japanese or English. The bestseller, Japan Sales Mastery, is the new Bible of selling in Japan. To sell to Japanese buyers, you need to create long-term partner-level trust, fully understand Japanese buyers' real needs, convince buyers with your solutions, overcome their hesitation, fear, and doubt, know how to ask for the order, ensure repeat orders. This book is the product of 30 plus years in the trenches selling in Japan. Order Japan Sales Mastery now. Welcome back. If we pump out enough client activity, we will get appointments, sales, and therefore generate follow-up. Time starts to disappear from the mining activities that made us active in the first place. We can't do the prospecting work because we are too busy executing the follow-up. Once the fog of being busy clears, though, we suddenly see that we have a very pitiful pipeline ahead of us. So we work like a demon again to kickstart generating new leads. Downturns in activity lead to massive holes in revenue. This is the death valley in sales. It is the messy counterpoint to industrial sales production, which is consistent, predictable, uniform, and when graphed for boss presentations, is beautifully shaped, balanced, and aesthetically pleasing to upper management. To avoid this valley phenomenon, we need to make time to keep prospecting every week. Hence, the requirement for excellent time management and the discipline to make sure we are doing it every single week. Otherwise, we find our time for pipeline development is stolen away by client demands, emergencies, mistake correction, more detailed discussions and results follow-up with the buyer. Sales people who do not block out time in their diaries for prospecting every day will be Death Valley dwellers in short order. They will be joined there by those who don't plan their day in detail. That means planning the necessary activities with numbered action priorities. Winging it, being spontaneous, living in the moment, unshackled by schedules, are all delusional activities which cannot be part of a successful sales life. If we don't wish to enter the Death Valley in sales, we must block time for prospecting and craft a carefully prioritized daily to-do list. Failure here is permanent because the consistency of production will elude us forever. We'll get lost in the harsh environment of the valley and perish by the wayside, bleached bones in the sand. Let's commit to build the pipeline every day and avoid the Death Valley in sales at all costs. Here's some action steps. 1, adjust sales team targets to account for seasonality to keep sales motivation high. 2, know your activity ratios which produce sales results. 3, become a maniac about good time management and self-discipline. 4, protect time in the schedule for doing prospecting each week. The Cutting Edge Japan Business Show is here to help you succeed in Japan. Subscribe on YouTube, share with your family, friends, and colleagues. Become a regular. Thank you for watching this episode, and remember to hit the subscribe button. Our website details are on screen now, dalecarnegie.com. It is awesome value, so check it out. In episode number 38, we are talking about finding your confidence. Find out more about that next week. So, yoroshiku onegai itashimasu. Please join me for the next episode of the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. We are here to help you, and we have only one direction in mind for you and your business, and that is up.